Hello everyone, how are you today? So, I'm going to talk about super-entrepreneurship and how super-entrepreneurship mixed with deep tech can really shape a better world. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Okay, great. So, what is this? COVID virus, yes, and we know that we have been affected by this during several years. Maybe like me, some people in your family or friends pass away, unfortunately. Now there is also the war in Ukraine, that is a disaster. And so maybe you are lost. You don't know, and I see that there are many scientists, entrepreneurs, investors. If you are an entrepreneur, is it the right time to start a deep tech company? If you are an investor, is it the right time to invest in a deep tech company? And I'm going to try to give you some ideas why it's the good time. So what are the global risks today affecting the world? We see on the top that is, of course, energy crisis. We have also an issue with food supply, and there are also, inflation. So there are many risks today affecting the world, and this is more or less, this list that I show at each of my keynotes, the list of the top 10 problems that are really affecting the world and that will be big issues by 2050. So on the top of the list we have energy. Why? Because with the population which is rising, with the electrification of the world, we need more energy. And of course we want energy from renewable sources because we don't want to depend anymore from fossil fuels. We have water also. Water usage is a big issue. I will talk this later with one of the startups. But also in many countries, people, they don't have access to drinkable water. Food also, in many regions of the world, some people, they have only access to 1 meal per day. Environment, we have seen in the last years and decades that we have an increase of floodings, wildfires, hurricanes. So we must take actions to fight climate change. Poverty, 1% of the population owns 40% of the wealth of the world. And disease like the COVID. So the list goes on, but you know what? I'm not a pessimistic person, I'm very optimistic. And as my mentor, Peter Diamandis, always says, the world's biggest problems are the world's biggest opportunities. And I hope that I will show you that you have plenty of opportunities today. So I will explain you today what is super-entrepreneurship, what is deep tech, and how if you mix both, you can really create and shape a better world. Who I am to talk about this, I'm a serial tech entrepreneur. I have been involved probably in more than 10 companies that generated 9 figures revenues, employ hundreds of people, and I have a passion for turning crazy ideas into breakthrough ventures. I started my entrepreneurial journey with the first touchscreens, first in McDonald's restaurants, then we used them for disabled and sick children. I also was a pioneer to digitalize the cinema industry, eliminating the toxic 35 mil prints. And now I'm involved with a company called Mana Electric, where we develop green technologies to produce solar panels, first on Earth and tomorrow on the surface of the moon. What is super-entrepreneurship? This is something that I have described in my bestseller book, Super-Entrepreneurship Decoded, where I analyze super entrepreneurs across the world, and I unveil in the book the 5 secrets that they are using to turn crazy ideas into breakthrough ventures. And I put this into a method that I call the crazy method, where there are the five secrets. And so what are the key characteristics of super entrepreneurs? First, they are visionary thinkers. So they really dream big and bold. They have a vision how the future could look like, and they will fight despite everything to materialize their vision. Then they are very innovative. They have an innovative mindset, and they trust their crazy ideas. Nobody believes in their crazy ideas, but they trust in their crazy ideas, and they can turn their crazy ideas into radical solutions. Also, they have social responsibility at the heart of everything they do. They are extremely purposeful because they know that they can impact the world and they can change the world. And this is very important because this is what drives them every day, what gets them off the bed every morning. Also, they believe in the collaborative approach, and within their ecosystem, within their industry, they build strong bonds with corporates, with public authorities, with research centers, with other startups. And I think this is very important. It's a key success factor of these kind of super entrepreneurs. And last but not least, they will always continue. They have a strong perseverance. So they will never give up. It may take 10 or 20 years, what we call a moonshot, but ultimately they will succeed. Now, why super entrepreneurship is important? It's important because they find solutions where nobody thinks that there are solutions. For most of these problems that I listed before, we think that there are no real solutions. And so they demonstrate that we can turn some crazy ideas into radical solutions because they come with unconventional solutions. The conventional solution, we have used most of them, and we see that we don't have these profound changes that we need. Also, they create economic growth because most of these companies, they become billion-dollar companies, employing hundreds of thousands of people and generate a lot of added value. Also, they push the limits of science and technology. And this is very important because thanks to their contribution, we know a bit better in many things, and there are also, collateral effect with other industries. They impact our daily lives. If we see, for example, Steve Jobs, I think he was a super entrepreneur, invented the iPhone, and now we have, all of us, we have a smartphone. So our daily life is not the same after they make their venture, their contribution. And last but not least, they help to build a better future because they transform basically our world, our daily lives. Now, let's look at DeepTech. And DeepTech, it's these technologies that are the result of long years of research and scientific developments. Let me give you a few, because of course there are many deep tech areas, but let me give you a few advancements and breakthrough into deep tech. First of all, AI. We see with ChatGPT. Now, AI is not new for sure, but thanks to computation power and the advancement of deep learning, we see a lot of breakthrough now with AI, and AI will be present in all our aspects of our lives. Be sure, so if you don't know what is exactly AI, if you don't know how machine learning or deep learning works, really learn. There are a lot where you can learn, but learn about it because one day or the other you will have to use AI. Space tech, we have seen with Geraldine's intervention, space tech is everywhere. We use every day the benefit of space. Now, the revolution is because there is now the revolution of CubeSats. So now you can have a satellite of this size that provides a lot of data that is analyzed thanks to AI. So this is, for communication, for Earth observation, for navigation. So every day we use data. And so this is really a revolution. Quantum computing, the possibility with qubits to calculate far much faster. This is also another breakthrough because this will be employed into industry, into biotechnology, nanotechnology. So in many areas, we will use quantum computing. Also, the science of the micro, the nano, the possibility to tweak atoms and molecules. This is a revolution because we are going to invent new materials. We are going to tweak human bodies and transform even ourselves thanks to this revolution. Robots. We see that there are robots every day and everywhere. I was in Dubai last time. There was this robot just going into the street to deliver goods. Also, if you go in a medical center in Dubai, you have robots that bring your coffee. So we will see more and more robots in our everyday life. Renewable energy. There are also a lot of advancement in that area, and particularly I think it will be paramount to develop technologies for carbon capture, because it's not enough to have renewable sources. We need also to capture the CO2 into the atmosphere. So why deep tech is important? Deep tech is important because it pushes really the science, the global knowledge. So thanks to your research as deep tech scientists or deep tech engineers, you help humanity to progress. And also, deep tech allows to create economic growth by creating new jobs, creating new economic value. And I think that deep tech is also a strong enabler to better know the planet and to better help to fight climate change and to have a more sustainable planet. Also, what is very important with deep tech is that there will be the ability to expand the lifetime and the health span thanks to the deep tech revolution, particularly in biotechnology, as I shown before. Last but not least, deep tech also allows to, with, for example, quantum encryption, to really have a world which is safer, which is more secure. And so I think this is also very important if we want to shape a better world. Now, why to shape a better world? That's a great question. You know, I'm the father of 4 kids, and when I pass away, what I would like is to leave a planet which is better than it is now. And I think it should be our collective responsibility to contribute to it and to leave a world which is a bit better for the future generations. Let me give you an example of a few super entrepreneurs that are materializing crazy ideas and that are helping at building a better world. The first one is Lilium. It was created by 4 German super entrepreneurs, and their big dream is to reduce the impact of the transport industry by providing city-to-city air flights, but with planes that are fully electric. Nobody believed in what they were doing, but 2 years ago they did an IPO for 1.6 billion euro. And now they have maybe 800 people. They are going to start their business in many parts of the world. Maybe Saudi Arabia could be the first country where they start. Novameat. This company was created by this guy, Giuseppe Scionti, and what he was doing some research on 3D printing human tissues, and he saw a possibility to 3D print meat. So imagine tomorrow, he can scale this at ton level. This will be a fantastic solution to fight food problem across the world. So a very disruptive and very breakthrough technology. Mana Electric is this company that I founded with Joost van Oorschot, and what we are developing is a panel of green technologies to produce solar panels in a way very different from the Chinese manufacturers. Because today the Chinese manufacturers, they produce solar panels but using a lot of toxic chemicals, producing a lot of CO2 emissions. What we want is to produce solar panels that are fully clean. So this will be also a game changer. Constellar is a company in Germany where I'm involved, and they built a constellation of small satellites to have a better resolution for the water management for food supply and agriculture. Because today in agriculture, there is a lot of water which is used, but which is lost. And with today, the satellites today, it's not possible to have the accuracy and the resolution to manage this problem. So they will have a constellation allowing to find solution for this. Aurora Tech Technology is another company. I invested a bit in that company, and what they provide is again satellite technology to mitigate wildfire problems. So they can really detect very early the potentiality of having a wildfire and to give warnings. So this will avoid, let's say, or limit the disasters with wildfires. Interstellar Lab, another company of my portfolio, and it's inspired by space to create biopods. So it's a greenhouse, full turnkey greenhouses to make plants for cosmetic perfume industry, for pharma industry, for agriculture. So really a breakthrough company. And RX Hall, the founder of it is Nigerian, and he almost died because of counterfeit drugs. So he invented a scanner to detect if a drug is legit or not. And the company is really going very well, and it's a breakthrough. So what can you do? And the key question is, which type of person you want to be? Do you want to be out of the game? You see the trend passing, the trend of DeepTech, the trend of super-entrepreneurship passing, but you don't do anything. That's your decision. Or do you want to be passive? Yeah, you just go on board the trend, but yeah, you are just following, let's say, the crowd. Or do you want to be a game changer? I guess that if you are here today, it's because you want to be a game changer. So be a doer, be a game changer, be the one that think I'm possible and not impossible. Every day, we listen to people saying, impossible, we cannot make it, it's not for me, I'm not so smart, or I'm not so rich. That's not true. You have the possibility to change the world. Think I'm possible. But because really, with a lot of these technologies that I presented today to you, we can really materialize some crazy ideas. So just trust your internal genius. Be this unconventional person. Be this game changer. Trust your crazy idea, your internal genius, and we can collectively contribute at building and shaping a better world. So if you want to stay in touch with me, you can read my book, you can subscribe to my newsletter, Testa Pulse, or if you want my mentoring to build your breakthrough venture, you can follow also my online coaching program, the Crazy Method Launchpad. Thank you very much.